The internet versus Sig Sauer. The battle continues. Did it end today? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I'm going to be reading you my initial thoughts on the alleged uncommanded discharge that happened in a holster in a course that I have posted in a short and on my Instagram feed that Ben Steger posted on his channel and made me aware of this incident. Now, I want to read you my initial thoughts and then I want to expand on them a little bit because the internet is going crazy with this video that just popped up of a SIG P320 Legion stock version in the holster going off allegedly in the holster. So I'm going to read you my initial thoughts that I posted and then I'm going to expand on them a little bit here for you. Guys, if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts on the alleged SIG P320 uncommanded discharge. Okay, my initial thoughts on this SIG P320 alleged uncommanded discharge in the holster. This video looks kind of staged, my dude. People are handling weapons outside of the holster while the instructor is downrange giving a block of instruction. Gun goes off. Instructor immediately assumes P320. He states it out loud. That's suspicious to me. He immediately assumes P320 and walks in front of the firing line. That is also suspicious. If a weapon goes off on the firing line, why would you walk in front? Now, I know a lot of this is going to be range procedures and not necessarily the gun itself, but we're going to get to that. He walks in front of the firing line, grabs the gun, clears it without any sort of caution or hesitation. Doesn't check for injuries at all, at least not in the video that they posted. Just kicks dude off the range, says, do not come back on the range with that gun. Kicks the dude off the range, says, don't bring that gun back onto my range at all. Next day, announces no more SIG P320s at his courses. That's fine. He's allowed to do that. It's just weird, the series of events. Then I go into, I've been instructing professionally for 3 years now, full-time, a total of 13 years active duty, senior NCO, airborne dude, drill sergeant leader, blah, blah, blah. And I say, and this looks odd. I have seen NDs, 80s, guns cook off, runaway machine guns, gas blocks explode, added battery detonations, and the list goes on. I've seen barrels melt. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff happen in Arctic environment. I've seen, if you name it, I've probably seen it on a flat range or in a training environment somewhere. All this to say is I've been responsible and witnessed hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of rounds go down range, both machine gun and rifle and handgun, right? The way the instructors and firing line is acting just seems slightly odd, and the actions taken by the primary instructor seem a bit suspicious from the Monday morning quarterback perspective. That's me, the Monday morning quarterback, or in this case, the Sunday morning quarterback. If it is legit, it just looks sus, that is all. So yeah, a lot of that is range procedures, right? But if I were to, let me just secure if I were to cook off a round with my Glock 19, it would be very odd for you guys to just walk in front of the firing line and figure out who has their weapon out and who is cooking off rounds, right? So that is the first thing that I think is odd is dude cooks off, allegedly, in the holster, dude cooks off round, right? And then dude just walks in front of the firing line, doesn't give, hey, lock and clear all weapons, doesn't say make them safe, let them hang, doesn't, say lock and clear all weapons in holster, show clear in holster. He doesn't say anything. He just walks down the firing line. I understand that's a range-ism. Bless you. I understand that that's a rangeism and a range procedure issue. However, if you're going to claim and come from this area, right, if you're going to post this like very dramatic video and very, what's the word? It's clout chasing. Attention grabbing type video on the internet, right? And you're gonna state something that is drastic or broad or alleged that a P320 went off in a holster, but then you're doing unsafe range procedures. It's going to open up questions for you and your academy or your range or whatever you got going on. I don't know this dude. I have no idea what his name is. Achilles heel or something of that nature. Doesn't matter. It's just it's very suspicious is what I'm trying to bring up. The fact that dudes are handling. Okay, so here's another thing. Gun goes off. You hear a gun go off in the video, and then you see a dude handling his weapon while the instructor is walking in front of the firing line giving a block of instruction. That is very strange to me. I don't know if that's strange for you guys, but in any course that I've ever instructed or been a part of, it's either make the weapon safe, let it hang on the sling, or lock and clear all weapons and holster, or once your engagement is over, scan and holster, right? So it is just very strange to me that dude is walking in front of the firing line anyway while dudes are handling their weapon outside of the holster. That's just very strange to me. One last thing I want to note. The video itself, right? The video in and of itself, and keep in mind, I don't like SIG. I'm not sponsored by SIG. I'm not sponsored by anybody. A matter of fact, I don't really like SIG. I don't really like the way they go after their audience. I don't like the way they gaslight their audience. I don't like the way that they conduct business at all. I don't like that they're a monopoly. I don't like that we're using the SIG spear professionally in the Army, but this video doesn't represent the Army or the Department of Defense. I don't like SIG. I don't like them at all. But I think it is strange that when the internet sees blood in the water, they immediately assume SIG is at fault, right? And that video in and of itself proves nothing. We could have cracked off a round, right, Nighthawk? Yeah. You could crack off a round in the corner into a berm, go, oh, what was that, a P320? Walk down range, clear literally any handgun, and that was it. And the fact that the instructor doesn't care if the dude's hitting the femoral, doesn't care if anyone's been hit, and just immediately just like, get off my range. I don't know. What are your, Nighthawk, you want to add anything to that? It's just weird, right?
Yeah, more it doesn't show anything. Like, we don't see the round go off, like all the other videos, the dash cam footage, where you can, like, clearly see holster.
If right now I was sitting here talking to you, and boom, my Glock 19 went off, I wouldn't touch it yet, because the gun can't cycle, right? It's not going to be able to cycle a new round into the chamber due to the way it's holstered, right? So just leave it and let's investigate. Let's get pictures. Let's get video. Let's find out what happened. But the fact that he's just like, boom, gun goes off. He walks down the firing line. People are handling their weapons. So, okay, what is happening, right?
It seems unsafe.
It seems unsafe. It's one of their range media days, allegedly or apparently, right? Dude walks down the firing line and then immediately is like, was that a SIG P3? Like the first thought. Is not, are you hurt? What happened? Was that an ND? Did you just cook off a fucking round in the ground? Was that a SIG P3? It seems
very
targeted, staged, allegedly. Okay, it's weird. So if you're in the camp of like, oh my God, the SIG did it again, and you're automatically assuming it was the SIG, I think you might be falling victim to rage bait, clickbait, clout chasing, ego-driven dudes on the internet, right? That are just like, give me that. Clears weapon, get off of my range. Don't ever bring that back here. And then the next day makes a statement that SIGs aren't allowed back on the range. To me, it is just some dude, right? I'm just a guy on the internet with a camera that's about to go buy a Glock 47 for some testing on my channel. But to me, it's a lot of unsafe range procedures. It's a lot of suspicion that is happening on the range. It is just a laundry list of things that proves nothing. At the end of the day, it proves nothing. You can speculate like I am right now. You can speculate all day long, but it proves nothing about the SIG, right? So for all the SIG haters or lovers or whoever, whichever camp you fall into, be careful.
Unless there's a closer video where they were able to break it down and indeed confirm.
Or if a dude had a GoPro. If one of his shooting buddies next to him had like had a GoPro on a hat or something, or had a GoPro on his chest.
If there was alternate footage that they were able to review after the fact and then confirm, like, yes, indeed, then yeah, okay, maybe that's what sparked them to say the next day, okay, yep, confirmed, we saw it, I don't want this gun on my range anymore. But without further confirmation, we literally have no idea what happened.
Yeah, it's Nighthawk and I could literally go to the range right now, and I could say, hey, I'm going to start instructing a bunch of people, and then Nighthawk, I want you to just cook off this P320 or M18 into the berm, So anyway, guys, I just figured I'd put this video out here rather hastily before I just got my lift done. We got breakfast complete, and I figured I'd put this video out here because I know the internet's going to do what the internet does. Everyone right now is panicking. They're all going to be like, the SIG's trash, the SIG's great, duh. The video proves nothing, right? Not to go after the instructor or anything, but the video itself proves nothing. All right? Let me know your comments down below. I look forward to reading them. Like the video if you enjoy this. And until next time, this could be Trench Grenade, your average. Maybe, hear me out. Just buy a Glock 19 or whatever. Enjoy her. Like your mom said that we have at home, signing out.